Hey everybody, thank you for clicking on this video. I really appreciate your support. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. So normally what I do for those people that are new to the channel is I take a project from electronics magazine in the past and I build that project right from scratch. Circuit board and buying all the components and then putting it in a case, etc., etc. That's what I normally do. However, this video is something a little bit different, but it kind of relates to those projects too. So if you're new to this channel and you still want to watch what I do, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So what I want to do today is test 3 different types of paper in terms of the circuit board. So I've got 3 examples here. I've got this is the Hammermill paper, and that is the glossy stuff. I was told to use that a long time ago, but I couldn't get the paper to come off the circuit board after I laminated it. So, but we'll try it again. And then I've got this really expensive blue paper here. I forgot I had, to be honest with you. So for fun, I'm going to make an example from it. So those are the 3 samples I've got. So I'm going to put those onto this board, put it through the laminator, and then go through the process and see what the final outcome is. Maybe one is better than the other. And so that's what I'm going to do this video. So if that interests you, please hang on, and I'm going to bring you back in once I get stuff laminated. So those that are new and don't know the toner transfer method, I use a laminator, as you can see. It's an Ibico. Anyway, it's more or less done. So I've run it through maybe about 20 times at least. So I'm going to now just put the board in cold water, and the paper theoretically should come off. So let's give that a go. So stand by and I'll get you set up. Okay, so the board has been in the water for about 30 minutes now. Maybe, no, what am I talking about? 45. All right, so here's what's going on. So the Hammermill paper came off without any problems. It just floated away after about 60 seconds. It's fantastic for that. That's what's so good about that paper. The blue paper, or I wouldn't even call it paper, the blue toner transfer stuff also does not come off with water. The procedure is to actually peel it off. So I did that, and now I can see some problems right off the bat. There are some spots where the blue toner did not come off. It didn't stay on, actually, is what it really comes down to. Maybe I didn't have enough pressure on the actual plastic. I don't know, but there is a trace in there, and I know you can't see it, but it's an important trace, and there's a bubble on that too. So not a good start. Now here's the glossy paper. So this is the one that I remember not coming off, and like I said, it's been 45 minutes now and it's still on. So I'm gonna have to peel that off, and then we'll see what we got. So let me just put you on pause, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the paper off the glossy. Now, it came off in kind of 2 stages. So I got, maybe the half of the paper in terms of the thickness of it off, and I let it sit in the water for a little bit more. And I had to really rub it off with my finger. I didn't want to use anything abrasive. So I just used my thumb, and I put it under the water. I used hot or warm water, and it came off a little bit better. Now, the one thing I am noticing with the glossy is I've got these stains here, and I'm not too sure where they came from. Yeah, they're kind of in here too. So we'll see what happens. I'll put it in the etchant, and we'll take it from there. And again, that's the blue toner transfer stuff, and then that's the normal Hammermill stuff I use. Off the top, it looks pretty good. But what I've been finding lately is the traces are a little bit airy. So yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens again this time. Anyway, I'll put this in the etchant, and we'll see what the outcome is. Okay, so those that are new to my channel, this is my fume hood where I do the etching. So I don't want those nasty fumes, especially when you heat it up. It tends to, yeah, there's fumes, so you got to be very careful. Anyway, I built this thing just out of some panel board and some little, whatever, 1x1s. And the exhaust goes outside. So, yeah, I know it's a little primitive, but hey, you know, if you can build it, why not? I'm sure a brand new thing like this would cost a fortune. I used some fans. They're computer fans. They're 12-volt fans. Now, I found that just with a 12-volt adapter, there wasn't a lot of suction, or airflow. So I actually bumped it up. I think it's running at about 17 volts, so it works really great now. Anyway, if you are doing this at home and you have a hot plate, you must have Pyrex bowl. Do not use glass, do not use plastic. It has to be a Pyrex bowl. So just a word of caution, that's all. Anyway, this thing's going, and I'll bring it back in when it's done. Okay, so here are the results. The Hammermill paper, what I've been using for a long time and for most of my projects up until now, again, it's showing a little bit of airiness. And overall, this board is good. I mean, under a loop, I checked all the traces, and there's continuity. But, you know, it could be better. And, in fact, the glossy stuff was a lot better. There's a little bit of airiness up here, but not that much compared to the Hammermill. And the traces are really good. They're connective, if I can use that word. Yeah, I don't see any problems. Now there is, oh, those stains, by the way, those stains didn't show up. So that's a good thing. I don't know what they were, but they didn't show up. And the blue stuff actually worked good too, except for the fact that it had bubbles on it. So, you know, besides the bubbles, the traces are fantastic. In fact, this board is even smaller than the other one. And yeah, it's really good. I don't know if you can see. By the way, the camera I'm using isn't the greatest. It's probably about 10 years old, maybe more. And yes, I know my production values haven't been that great. And I know that a lot of the color, you know, especially on the thumbnails, are kind of orangey. I'm going to fix that. The bulbs that I got up there right now are fluorescent, and they're kind of the, you know, the darker type, if I can call it that. So what I'm going to do, I think, is eventually buy some LED lights. So I'll maybe buy 2 square ones, put one there and put one there. And then I think that should improve things. But anyway, getting back to the boards. Yeah, so good results other than the bubbles. What I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I've got a project. In fact, this portion of the project that I've got coming up next has 2 boards to it. So this is one board, and I just took a section off of it. And then there's a second board, and I call it an analog board, and this is the digital board. Anyway, I'm going to do, since I have the blue stuff anyway, I've had it for 10 years, I'm going to use the blue toner transfer stuff for one board. I'll try that again. And for the other board, I'll use the glossy paper. So this photo glossy paper stuff. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a pain to rub it off, but I can do that. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So that's the plan. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. And I'm sure you have many comments. If you have any comments, please let me know. I'm willing to learn. If you can offer a better paper, I'll give it a try. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't checked out some of my other videos, please do. I've got a whole bunch of builds from radio electronics and popular electronics. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.